today's tutorial is on the Pfaff Circular Attachment, and I believe this works on just about all of the Pfaff machines from the Passport up. I don't know if it fits on some of the older Creative machines. That would be something we'd have to look in our book. But I definitely know it'll work Passport, Ambition, the Quilt Expression line, on up to this lovely machine here. So let me show you what it is, and let me tell you what I learned when I did this practice yesterday. I will be putting together a series, and hopefully I'll have all four of them put all together so we can have it here in the shop just so you can see what it can do. So this is my first one, and the first thing I noticed is I didn't center it because obviously I'm too close to my seam allowance right here on the edge. The second thing I didn't do is I decided I wanted to add a stitching in between these 3 stitches. Now I've had enough design things to know odd numbers are more interesting and more appealing than even numbers. So I started out with 3 and then I was going to have 5, but if you notice right here I had a little pucker and I didn't notice that I didn't have it flat when I started. So this one is my starting point here. This was my ending, and you can see I didn't make it together. So if you're going to add afterthoughts like I did, maybe you want to think about it before you do it so you don't have the afterthought thing. The reason I wanted to show you this is several years ago, one of the most interesting quilts I saw was a lady had made a quilt for her husband, and she had taken some kind of a Western theme fabric, and then she had taken background blocks that were just a background color that matched the background in her fabric, and then she had stitched using a circular attachment and made different blocks. They were all circles, they all had the same colors, so it all worked well. It was so much fun. It was really such a fun, and I thought, well, I have not really played with this circular attachment. Let's do it on Facebook Live and show you what it can be done. So let's get going. The other thing I wanted to tell you about is I backed my block. This is ShapeFlex 101, SF101, in case you see it abbreviated. It's just this very lightweight woven fabric. It is fusible. It's bumpy on this side and smooth on this side. I know you can't see that on the camera, but you can definitely feel it. And it just adds a little more stability to your fabric. Possibly I would maybe use a tearaway stabilizer. I don't think I want to, but I'll keep playing with it and I'll let you know, because I'm going to do a variation with this attachment for the next 3-4 weeks until I run out of all the options that it can do, just to give you some ideas. So I'll be playing with it and I'll give you more hints as we go along. Okay, so this is the circular attachment. This is what it comes in. There is one for the Viking that looks pretty much the same, except it says Viking and has a different picture on it. It has a printable PDF instruction guide, so and it goes step by step what you need to do. It also has a little disc. The PDF comes off the disc. The disc also has like 5 different little videos that I don't know, they're less than 5 minutes each, and they show you what you can create and how to use the different templates that come with this. You also get a pre-printed guide that has basically everything that's in the PDF, so they're covering everything, and it shows you again how to use each one of the templates. Don't want to knock that to the floor. You get this handy little guy. I want to talk about this guy. This is your circle tool. Let me put my glasses on. This is what's kind of fun. It's got these 2 little prongs on the back. And these two little prongs are going to fit into these two holes up here on your throat plate. You've got to throw these two holes right here. So in case you're ever wondered, what are those extra holes for? They're for specialty attachments. Pretty much all of these holes in your throat plates are for specialty attachments. You do want to make sure you have a zigzag throat plate on, which I do, because if you have a straight stitch plate, you can't do the fun stitches. We're going to come back here. Now I've got this little bullseye. This is where my push pin is going to go, and I'll talk about that. Then we have this slide, and it will mark, and it's notched here so it will lock into place, so you don't have to worry about slipping when you once you set your diameter on how you want to stitch out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slip this right here and say, okay, come on, be nice, be nice. It took me a second to get it on my machine too, but I know it works. There we go. So it fits just like that. Okay, I have this handy dandy, you'll love this, this is high-tech push pin. So if you lose this push pin, just get another push pin. And then you get 3 templates with this little tool. This is the full circle maker. This one is the 8 petal, I think it's 8 petal maker. And then this one is the 4 petal maker. Okay, so we'll be playing with those next week. Get this out of the way. So the first thing you want to do, and I have a 12-inch square of fabric and I have it backed with my ShapeFlex, is find the center. And I am not going to be super scientific about that this morning. Again, I'm just going to put a dot, and I recommend that you have some kind of a marking pen. This is a black friction pen. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like you can. And no, I just saw your question, Michelle, about Pfaff hoops exchangeable with Viking. Let me get back to you. I don't think they are. I think they have a different hooping mechanism. So I'll get back to you on that, Michelle. Okay. Also, just to let you know, an extension table really would help this, but I don't have one in the shop that would fit, and I don't have one at home. So, okay, I'm going to put this hole over my pin dot, which is hard to see, but it's right there. Okay, I know it's right there. I'm just going to hit it there. And then I'm going to take, if I had my pin, I would put my pin in it. Where did I put the pin? Pin, pin, pin. I set the pin down. Oh no, we can't have done that. Where did it go? Camera guy, did you see it roll somewhere? Seriously, this is serious trouble. I just had it and I don't know where I did it. Anyway, oh, there it is. It blends in. You can put your pin, I don't want to push hard because I don't want to mark this table, but I do want to hold my template. There we go. And I'm just going to take this, and I would mark all the way around. I'm not going to take the time to do that because it's tricky. I did it on my ironing board yesterday and it was perfect because I could push the pin into my ironing board cover and then spin it and have no problem. But you do kind of want to mark your line. The reason you want to mark your line is because then you can line up where you want to put your stitching once you get this set up. So we're going to pretend like I have my circle drawn all the way around here. I'm going to put my pin back through that center dot that I marked like that. And I'm going to take it and slide it under my presser foot, grab the pin, and now I want you to see I'm going to put the pin in that hole right there. Okay? Ta-da! And we are ready to select a stitch. So what I want to do is I'm just going to slide through here. Let's see if I've got a good set. I don't want to take a lot of time. I don't want anything that is going to go backwards or be wider than 9 millimeters on my machine. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The backward stitches that have to go backwards to fill don't do as beautiful a stitch. I'm using an embroidery thread top and bottom, and at this point I am ready to go. We're going to go pretty fast because I have, there we go. And I've now adjusted the speed, and we're just going to circle around and just have fun. Now I can see already that this is kind of puckering on this because of the stitch I chose, but it's still going to be hopefully pretty, and we're going to end up where I want it to end up. I didn't have this kind of problem yesterday when I did it on my home machine, but you can see how fun this is, and I'm just kind of holding it a little bit taut to keep it from doing that bunching up thing. And so hopefully we'll end up in the same. I don't think we're going to, because it immediately pulled it funny. So you can see how fast and how fun. Oh yeah, look, we are. Look at that. And stop. And cut. Now this one, I might have to play with the stitch length and everything, because obviously I didn't completely line up. Oh, come on. I love it when the scissor doesn't work. Not really. That's my favorite feature on these machines. For some reason it didn't want to work. Really, truly, you're not going to notice in the whole scheme of things that this stitch ended here instead of meeting back here. But look at how fun. That's a fun beginning to a fun pillow, to a fun quilt block. We'll continue to have fun. I'll continue to do some creating this next week. We'll be making one of the petals, the 4-petal. I'll show you the 6-petal, and then I'm going to show you how to applique. However, keep in mind, if you had signed up for this class today, you would learn how to bring all of this feature into your embroidery hoop and wouldn't even have to mess with this tool, because this machine can do that. If you don't have this machine, then you want this tool, and you want to have a lot of fun creating and making up new things. I hope you've enjoyed today's presentation. Let me know any questions that you have. And like I said, Michelle, I'll get back to you about the hoops, because I'm not sure that they transfer. And you have a great weekend sewing, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.